Hey guys, it's Ed and we're out today on another walk to having a cappuccino on the spirit burner. We're going to do a bit of whistling with the knife and making a tri-stick, do some plant identification, and we also find a dead fox. Hope you enjoy. Some yarrow, found some yarrow on the side, very useful plant. Dry this up, you can use it while it's fresh as well, but dried up is honestly so much better. It's very good at stopping bleeding. It truly works as well. I've used it on my finger about 10 years ago. That was a knife folded up on me, went so deep to the knuckle. I just strapped a piece of this to it. Yeah, it works so well, it's very good. Take a piece of hazel. Hazel's just like, as we know, it's like one of like the best trees for us British bushcraft. Other places as well, but because obviously I'm from Britain, I talk about that a lot. It grows straight, grows back quick. You can do this thing called coppicing with it, where you cut it down, it grows back long shoots. Splits really easily, it burns nicely, you can feather stick with it, you can make bow drills with it. So much to it. It makes it edible food, like nuts. What we'll do now is we'll continue walking and try and find a spot where we can set up and make a coffee on the spirit burner. And yeah, we'll do a bit of carving, I suppose, a bit of whittling, and enjoy the outdoors.
Sticky weed.
So that's quite a young sticky weed, that one is. What's really cool is the seeds. So the seeds themselves, you can dry them. They're little fuzzy ball things, so you can dry them and you can grind them up. And I've done this before, and it does actually taste a bit like a weak black coffee with a hint of licorice. Like, it's pretty good, so I do recommend doing that. Sloe berries are still out, they're still in season. They're probably really good right now. It's been several freezes, so it'll be perfect for like collecting and using to make some sloe gin. So raw, they're quite astringent and tart, so you don't particularly want to be eating them raw, but you want to use them and process them with other things, and it brings out their natural sweetness. Like, they're so tart and astringent, mouth just like feels like it's dried up. Treacherous waters. Pretty flooded around here. How deep that is. I tell you now, my shoes, my boots are not waterproof. And that water there is moving. So that's the river overflowing. It's to here. For that. Doesn't usually look like that. Gonna make it. Oh, look at that. Is that a deer? Can't quite see what it is. I'll try and get to it. I've got 2 sticks, I can poke it. But I think there's an animal there. It's dead underwater. Oh, my foot is in that water. Oh, that's a fox. Oh, yeah, that's a fox. Poor sod. Probably got hit by a car and then came here to pass away, and it flooded. Right, so I've turned back. I can't go that way. It's way too deep. Poor Mr. Fox. It's quite a nice little spot here, other than all the trash everywhere. I'd say that's a bunch of irresponsible fishermen. But yeah, quite a nice spot here. Chill here, look at the river. Do I want to sit there? Oh, look at that. It's, are they kestrels? I'll have to check them out when I get home. I know what they look like. They look like kestrels or something like that. Thought I'd have a little look in there. Found some nice little patches of ground ivy, and also found some lords and ladies. Poisonous plant has a tuberous root. I read some rumours about the root once upon a time, but I don't want to mention them in case people try it. But yeah, that's a poisonous one, so leave that one alone. In the summer, you'll see that one with it'll look like a stick with berries on top. So it'll look like a berry stick. So waterlogged around here. You can even smell it. It's like a nice little spot here. I think we'll set up here. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, good choice. So I've got a little tip there for you. Not all knives have a 90 degree on them. And what I mean by that is the spine on the back. Not all of them have a 90 degree edge. This doesn't have a 90 degree. It's got a very good edge, and I'm able to sort of scrape stuff off. However, where knives taper down, I don't know if you can see that, but where knives taper down, this is a convex grind, so the blade edge is from the back to the tip technically. But you can see there it tapers. So where they've ground this down to get to that edge there on the thinner bit is actually sharper than there. And you'll find that on a lot of others because you sharpen your knife. Say you've got a Scandi grind knife where you've got a flat edge here and this bit is not part of the blade edge, like you've got the edge here. That end where you've sharpened it, that will have a 90. You can get the end and you can get some sparks out of it. Obviously you've got to be careful because you're exposing your hand to the blade edge, but there is technically a 90 degree on that spine blade somewhere. It's probably towards where the blade edge is. So for me, this edge here is a lot sharper than that one. So yeah, little tip for you. Thought I'd do a bit of carving. Snapped off this bit of hazel earlier. I can see it's got lots of bug holes in it, so it's probably not going to be that great. But thought we could try a little bit of a tri-stick. Yeah. Good first trick is to try and make a point in 3 strikes. So that was through and not, but yeah. Tri-sticks are good fun. They're a good way of testing our skills, and also it's a free thing to do. Like, this doesn't cost too much other than a bit of patience and time. So, and you can do what you want really when it comes to carving, but ultimately, like, just carve away and practice some notches that you know. The more you practice, the quicker you become at it, and more efficient you become at it. And then when you go to use them and you're out in the camp, you're just a bit more confident. You can do whatever you want. I'm just messing around. Accidentally broke it. I carved a hole in it. So I wanted to do like a reduction with a hole, but then I snapped at the hole while I was carving this. So I've done a reduction and turned it into a square joint, like a square piece. Never mind. And there we have it. Pretend I didn't snap it, and there we have it. A small tri-stick with a chisel point / pot hanger notch type thing, saddle, joint, a reduction with a hole, a like reduction and turn it square, just turning it square. They're all these things that are good for like figure four deadfall traps and stuff, and spike. And obviously you can keep going, but I've run out of room on that stick, so that'll do for that. That's boiling. Oh, fucking hell. Right, that's the cappuccino done. Let's continue walking. Get back on the trail. Walking through the boggy bit again. Watch the eyes. I said it before, but going for walks and just like observing and looking around is such a great way of like getting into bushcraft. And it sounds strange, but like becoming more observant is the key to like bushcraft. You need to be able to find things and see things. And like just showing you like this floodplain here and walking next to the river, like despite whatever plants they are and what they do, if you look at them, you notice there's a ton of dry plant. They're all hanging high, they're all dry, they're off the ground. Yeah, the ground's soaking wet, but like these things are probably crispy dry. Yeah, they are. So, I know there's even like micro fur bits on that, fluff on those bits, and all the dry grasses here. You could use those to help you create a fire. You could also use those for insulation. So I think like a good key is to like just to keep looking around, notice things, notice how they sit, how they lay, what's grown near what. Two more hawthorns growing there. Don't know if you noticed recently, but on my channel I decided to start getting into slinging. It's just like a primitive technology type thing. So I'm doing a bit of experiment at the moment. So what I'm going to do is like, I think I'm going to keep count of how many stones I throw. And remember the old 10,000 hours to mastery type thing? But I'm going to do 10,000 throws with my stones. So I've done like 20 so far. And yeah, it's quite cool. I need to warm up a bit more into it. What'll be really cool is later in the year when the stinging nettles are up and you know, like summer, late summer, I think I could make a sling out of the stinging nettles because they're probably like one of our best fibres. Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good idea, quite unique as well. So no doubt our ancestors would have done things like that. There's no real evidence of like hard evidence of slinging being used here. However, I think there's like accounts of like when the Romans were invaded, of like mentions of slings being used, but there's no, I don't believe there's any evidence. Either way, it's used all over Europe and other places, so it's a very common tool for hunting and gathering for and protecting livestock. David and Goliath, yeah? It's basically a mini trebuchet in your hand, isn't it? But keep an eye on the channel for that. I'm going to do a lot of practicing with those, and yeah, just link it in with some bushcraft adventures. So the point I was getting at is, because I've gotten into slinging, I was constantly looking at the ground going, oh, that's a nice rock I could keep. So I'm actually collecting rocks up. Nice bit of burdock there. Big one. So if you can see, there's tons of ivy around here. Ivy is another underappreciated resource. You can make soap from it, and you can plait it to make rope from it. Very good material, so don't get a miss. And look what I just noticed. How cool is that? Someone's crayfish pots here. I highly doubt those are being used. Another one there. I leave them just because they are. There's a lot of canal boats around here, so someone might be using them. But if they're still there in a few months untouched, I'll take those. Maybe that's something I could get into on the channel. Get some permissions and do some crayfish trapping. Oh, it's wet here. Bristly ox done there. So just been a quick one today. Thought I'd go out for a cappuccino and try a bit of carving and just go for a little walk and explore and observe things. So I hope you enjoy this. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.